Hey, what's up? Thanks for watching. I'm sure you've read the article already. As I talked about, I wanted to share with you in a little bit more detail what's in my shopping cart and what really constitutes the foundation of how I eat. Just I talked about in the article, I'm not 100% paleo. I don't know that I ever will be. When I'm bad, I'm really bad, but most of the time I try and eat as healthy as I can, and for the most part, these are items that I eat on a fairly regular basis. Some more than others, but these are always in my fridge and always in my pantry. So, as I talked about in the article, the first thing I always think about when I'm going grocery shopping is my protein. And right here, we've got a multitude of different protein items. A lot of it comes from Costco. I got a couple items that I get from Trader Joe's, and then also I get my grass-fed beef in here. This bacon, real good. Get it at Costco. It's about 15 bucks. Not cheap, but it's delicious. For my breakfast, I do a lot of omega-3 eggs as well. These are good. It's a good deal. It's about $3.50 for an 18-pack. Short ribs. These are grass-fed. I get these from a guy I work with at the fire department. Get a real good deal on them. It's delicious meat. I highly recommend getting grass-fed beef if you can afford it. It'll save you a lot of money if you think about just the skyrocketing cost of beef over the past couple of years. If you've got a chest freezer and a little bit of room to put it somewhere, then I would definitely suggest getting some grass-fed beef. I eat that a couple times a week. These I eat almost every day, especially on my off days. This is just Trader Joe's. It's just kind of a salmon that you keep in the freezer, and then you let it thaw out, and you can throw it right in the pan. It's frozen in with some olive oil and a bunch of other spices. It's pretty much, yeah, it doesn't have anything bad in it, really. It's 100% paleo. There's no nitrates, no excess salt, no other preservatives, cornstarch, etc., etc. These are a lifesaver, especially when I'm at work. I don't eat these a whole lot when I'm at home unless I'm in a hurry, but they're just chicken sausages. They're about 12 bucks at Costco. And I don't know how many there are in a pack, but there's 8, I think 8 in each one of these individual packages. When I'm on the go, especially if I'm on a 48 or a 72, I'll just throw them in a Ziploc bag. And then, they usually work good as a lunch or even a breakfast on days where I'm kind of shuffling around. So they got a lot of protein. 16 grams per link. So I usually eat 3 at a time. They don't have a whole lot of preservatives. I think there's a small amount of maltodextrin, but everything else is pretty healthy. So again, great option, good for on the go. Frozen items, these turkey burgers from Costco. I talked about these in the article. They're outstanding. They've got 35 grams of protein and not much else in terms of preservatives. Real easy to make. You can throw them right on the pan, saute them with coconut oil. These salmon burgers are also really good. They've got a little bit of soybean oil in them, but for the most part, they're pretty healthy. Again, they've got a lot of protein, easy to make, good for just a simple meal. Moving on to fats. A lot of stuff is just for snacking and more or less cooking. Coconut oil is great for sauteing anything, basically. I do my eggs in it. I do my spinach. I'll cook my turkey patties in it. It's a little bit better option than olive oil, which I heard kind of changes its consistency when you cook it in the pan. This is coconut butter. It's delicious. It's not cheap. I want to say this is like 13 bucks a jar, but it's loaded with good fats, and it's absolutely delicious. Very addicting. These are the Mauna Loa macadamias that I talked about. Macadamias are a really good source of fat. These have a little bit extra salt in them. Not a big deal in my book. Just different varieties of olive oil. I tend to cook with this, the light olive oil, and then put this on top of my vegetables, especially tomatoes and salads and whatnot. Ghee, which is just clarified butter. It's got a little bit higher of a smoke point, so it cooks a little bit better. Almonds, just raw, plain as you can be. And then fish oil. Admittedly, I'm not very good at fish oil. Everybody keeps saying that you should take it on a regular basis. This stuff is disgusting, in my opinion. I just ordered some new tablets, so I'm going to see how they go. These are just random snacks, toppings, salad dressings, pasta sauces, etc. These are, excuse me, Dave's Gourmet pasta sauce. It's butternut squash. Pretty healthy. It's actually a pretty good source of carbs. It's delicious too. Trader Joe's tomato sauce. This is a puttanesca sauce. It's basically a spaghetti sauce. It's got a lot of olive oil in it. There's no sugar, no cornstarch, no icky stuff that you usually find with your run-of-the-mill Prego sauce. Over here, we've got basically all the carbs I eat. You know, my biggest staple are yams. As you can tell, this is not organic. This is a Franken yam. It's pretty huge. Works for me, but I eat those pretty much at least 2 times a day. They're a great source of carbs, healthy for you, don't make you sleepy. Mushrooms, these are organic. I picked these up at PCC markets today. I'm going to throw them in with my breakfast tomorrow. Tomatoes, these are from Costco. I don't do a whole lot with these other than just slice them open, put a little olive oil on top, and sprinkle some salt, and they're really good. Oranges, talked about those in the article. These are little clementines. They're like crack. These are little mini cucumbers. These are from Costco. I saute these in coconut oil, throw them in with some onions, some garlic, salt, and pepper. They're very good. Baby spinach, Costco again. I always end up throwing this away like halfway through the container because it never lasts long enough, but it's such a good deal. If you get this at the store, it's about twice as much. So I always put that in my eggs. Spinach are great for you. A little bit of red kale. This is organic from PCC Markets. If you've ever made kale chips, Google the recipe. They're awesome and they're really good for you. I'm going to actually throw these in with my spinach and my onions tomorrow for my breakfast with my eggs. And then a little guilty pleasure are cherries. I don't eat these too often, you know, more or less during the summertime with a little whipped cream. They're actually a pretty low glycemic carb. But they got a lot of good antioxidants in them. These ones obviously aren't organic, but they're still pretty good for you in my book. So anyways, hope this is helpful. This is pretty much everything I eat on a fairly regular basis. And that's about all I got. If you have any questions, just shoot me a line on the comment board for the article. Thanks for watching.